Hey, how's it going guys? JC here. Today we're going to be having a post-commentary match against Ryze. This one has Phase Rush and Ignite, so it's going to be a really rough matchup. And also, Runes, op.gg. Unfortunately, I don't have the op.gg, but Runes are on the screen right now. I don't have the live game, but for you guys' reference, this is a Plat 1, Diamond 4 game. Also, the fact I didn't spin onto him and auto him is because he has Phase Rush, so he's going to be able to kite us out and then auto us to death. We're going to take a crazy ton of damage if we did fight him there, because I'll just be walking away from him and just wouldn't be a fun time, so he'll just like auto me down. Over there, I actually spin in and autoed once because I had my minion wave as safety, so I don't need to take a few steps into my minion wave, and if he was to chase me, he'll take way too much damage. It wouldn't be worth for him. So you gotta pick your fights carefully, and also you want to spread out his damage. Make sure that you don't take a crazy ton of damage all in one go, because we have really high sustain, we have a lot of health regen, we have a Q heal, so if we could spread that out, then he's just going to go out of mana before he can take us out. And the goal is, we have ghosts, so if he was to push us into tower, we can ghost him down. And that's the key, is once he's out of mana, we just ghost him down and we're good to go. So right here is just a war of attrition. It's either he pushes hard enough so he pushes into my tower, which is great, or if he's pushing too slowly, I want to make sure I shove him in. So if I build up a big enough wave, I am going to try to shove him in and just spin onto him, auto him. But it all depends on what Ryze does, so we play accordingly. And right here, he's really not pushing that hard, because if he's pushing hard, he'll be spending all his mana, which is also great. It means that it crashes into my tower, he's out of mana, I just ghost him down and he dies. But unfortunately for me, he's not spamming, so he's actually managing his mana really well. I mean, it's at like 30%, but he's not going to actually use that much more mana. And my job is to go and CS, so if I could CS and basically use some of his mana, maybe bait him in to use a crazy ton of mana, that'd be great. Unfortunately, all he does is use E, that's it, just one E. Auto, E, auto. So it's a really efficient way for him to do damage, but because we're really careful, I'm like basically full health. So we're managing our health really well, and that's key. Also, I have the double magic resist runes, because you guys know the trend right now. Double magic resist is so huge. It's really nice, it's really overpowered. So we're just CSing under tower, and then hopefully we'll Q heal, get most of that health back up. And you just want to keep baiting the mana out of Ryze. See, look, he's almost out of mana. So, you know what, we have some kill pressure here. Like, if I was to think it through, I would want to get my W slow. Actually, I want to walk up to him and make him proc his phase rush, and then I go on him. But I think I was a bit too impatient here. I just went on him. I did get my W slow off, so I decided to just ghost it. And then he ignites me here, so I just commit. Which is not worth, by the way. As you guys can see, this minion wave, there's 7 minions, and he has 7 as well, I guess. But I can assure you that this is going to be pushing in his favor, so my minions are going to be pushing out. So this was not worth for me at all. Like, what I should have done is, once he flashed, I just back away. I did have Ignite ticking on me, but that Ignite was not going to kill me. So that's just from watching it back. And then we head straight back to lane. As you guys can see, it's already pushing into him, so this is a really bad spot for me. This is where Ryze, because he's ranged, he can abuse that. And he can try to freeze on me. He also has insane wave clear just by buying a tier. So he has tier and mana crystal. He could just E the wave and yeah, Q, and then it's all gone. Literally just like that. Like, Ryze has the best wave clear early game, just like out of all the champions. No one else can just instant wave clear with basically no items. So I'm just trying to like threaten him, get rid of him, but he has a shield. Like, why does Ryze have a shield? I don't understand. And also he has phase rush, so he could have sprinted away from me. But he knows that I can't chase because he's too close to tower. So this is where like Tryndamere can get abused so easily by Ryze. And that's why the matchup can be really annoying, because once he gets like one item, which is Archangels, he can just use his full rotation and 100 to owe me. I basically have to ult. That's why this matchup is really rough. And why I went for Merc Treads, because this gives me the maximum kill pressure. Merc Treads is better than any aggressive item you can possibly buy, because this is actually a defensive item, and yet it's really good offense. You have so much move speed. You also get out of the W really quickly, and you take a lot less damage. It also synergizes really well with Ghost. You know, it's a percentage increase in movement speed. And Ghost is what grants that, but Merctrez is going to give you that base movement speed to scale off of Ghost. So eventually just soak up EXP, you know, auto spin out, just get as much as you can. And, you know, Ryze might blow some mana on you, but as long as you just get in and out, you're not going to take too much damage. Just make sure you know what Ryze does, so it gets really rough because he just E's and then it bounces, then he Q's, and then it just like destroys all the minion wave. Or you can like E twice to guarantee the bounce and then just Q. It'll just hit everything. This is where like I saw Zac was over here, so I tanked the minion wave a bit, but he kind of read that really well. So we're going to try to freeze it, but because it's Ryze, he's just going to walk up and he's going to instant wave clear. If I spin onto him, he's just going to sprint away really fast with phase rush, so it's near impossible to kill him. That's why we pick up Ghost, so that it's actually possible. Otherwise it's actually, you know, way too hard of a matchup. Like, Ryze just abuses Tryndamere really hard, unless you know what you're doing. So you're going to see me get a solo kill because I already played this game, but I will go into like tell you guys the thought process behind it. And this is a diamond game, so these guys like they know what they're doing as well. So if you're playing in a much lower elo, you're going to have much easier opponents. Like your Ryze in your games are going to just go out of mana and just run them down. They're probably not even going to utilize phase rush properly. And they'll just go out of mana very quickly. Like they won't manage their mana, they won't hold back. They'll just spam all their abilities. This guy actually autos a lot and then uses E to just hold on to his mana. So that's really important. I shoved it in, it all crashed into tower, went back, and now we're heading straight back to lane. This time I have double dagger and brawler's gloves, so this is going to turn into a shiv. Let's see. And yeah, Ryze doesn't have much. The thing is, I'm always under threat because if I was to commit onto Ryze, there's no way out, and if Eve shows up, then guaranteed dead because Eve has charm. Once I get charmed, like I already lost so much gap to a point where Ryze can just run away from me. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of Tryndamere. Right here, I'm taking so much damage. Okay, so I took so much damage, I'll just show you guys why. Like, this is something that is a huge mistake on my part, and it's not worth it. So you guys can see how this big wave is crashing to my tower. The right play for me is to stand behind the tower right now, not go for this minion. See, I went for this minion, look how much damage I took. And I used Q heal, so I would have been a lot lower. It was just not worth it. And because of that one minion that I went for, I'm taking way too much damage. See, I'm taking way less damage now, and I could still CS. Like, I took way less damage for trying to CS these under tower than I did for that one minion that was walking in. Because I was taking a whole minion wave's worth of autos, and I was taking the full combo from Ryze, who was ready for it. So because of that, that might have just costed me the lane, as you guys can see right now. So that's from one CS. Every mistake really counts it. Like, if he knows how to punish, which he does, he took 0 damage from that. I was standing this far back, he actually nuked me and took 0 damage because Ryze is broken. So I was like thinking, I'm low health, but he's almost out of mana. Maybe I could just stay. Because I can just keep spamming Q heal. And this time I won't greed for any CS. I'll CS only under tower. So. But he just walks up and then unloads his combo, ignites me. Takes basically no damage because he has a shield. So right here, he has enough mana to nuke me down. I can't stay. So the only option, there's only really one option. You're not like, don't do what most low elo people do and just walk back into tower. Like, that doesn't work. You just have to back. You cop the 3 or 4 minion wave loss and just back. So Ryze now has a massive EXP advantage over me. And that's all because I greeded for that one minion. If I didn't take that one minion, I would have been healthy enough to stay under tower and Ryze couldn't have done anything about it. So, you know, that one minion, that decision to take that one minion really cost you the lane. Make sure you don't do that, guys. If I could rewind and not do that, then I'd be good to go. I'd be even on EXP. That's the key. Going down 1 level, he's level 9, I'm level 8, that's massive. That could be the difference between winning and losing the game. Because Tryndamere is really just all about split pushing and being able to beat your opponent. And if you fall behind early, it's a lot harder to beat your opponent, especially tricky matchups like Ryze. Like, anyone that runs phase rush is really rough. But now that we're both the same level, and I'm full health, I can look to engage. And the thing is, I see Eve here, but I'm not sure in game if I saw Eve or not. But most of the time I just assume Eve's nearby, which is a really good general rule of thumb if you're like not closely watching the map. Because I'm like watching Ryze and also watching lane minions, sometimes I miss that Eve was actually mid. And maybe I could have just ghosted and all in him. But because I didn't see Eve in game, I probably just assumed that she's somewhere nearby. And also he's a level up. The best time to all-in Ryze is when he unloads his combo onto you, he actually has his phase rush proc, and he still walks into you thinking that you're going to run away. That's when you pop Ghost and just run him down with your ult. So that is the key to beating Ryze. But there's also another way, and I'll show you guys. So yeah, this guy's being annoying, I'm taking a lot of damage. He uses phase rush, exactly what I said earlier. But the thing is, he's already so far ahead of me, he's one level up and he has tabby, so because of that, he was like 20 CS over me. All because I took that one minion earlier that gave him such a huge lead, and basically when I tried to all in there, I did no damage. There's not much he can do about it, and he just like nukes me under tower, so I have to ult there. And looks like he's just going to kill me, so I flash away, use my Q heal. Merc Tread saved me there pretty hard, and the double MR rune. So I go back, I ping that there's flash and ignite used. And what happens was, because Corki with his package went straight to top lane, I can't do much about it, and the only thing I could do is just go mid, because there's a mid wave coming in. So that's just basic macro. You don't want to be really dumb and just go straight to top lane and share EXP with Corki while this whole wave gets wasted at mid lane. So this is just basic macro, and is the only play you can possibly make. Like, there's zero other plays you can make. So while Corki's doing that, Zac is really just camping for Corki, so he's having a really good time. And this guy is mid beast, see? Twitch mid beast, so you could actually just go to his VOD and, you know, you'll be able to find it. I'll be in the game. Not sure if he said anything about me, but either way, I think I did decent in this game. I did die, but it's because I dove Ryze, so I was on the offensive. And yeah, the 2v2 turned out to be good in our favor. It went 2 for 1. And all I did was just take this tower, because Talon was top. So this did help me get back into the game and alleviate that one CS mistake that I made. So a macro play like this will really get you into the game, and if I didn't make a mistake up there, I would have been another level up. I would have taken this tower and been a lot healthier, have a lot more CS, because I wouldn't be pushed off this tower and lose 3 waves. So I would have had way more CS, way more gold and EXP if I didn't take that 1 CS. Okay, so now we see that Corki's going mid. Obviously you don't join him, so you go top. And this is where we have Static Shiv, also Merc Tread, so we're in really good hands. If you want, you can buy Tiamat, it's up to you. I also went for Doran's Shield, I forgot to mention, is because this guy's going Ignite, there's no way you should go triple rejuve against Ignite. Like, that's the general rule of thumb. Also, I just like 0 Fury, 0 nothing, I just went straight for it. I didn't even proc Conqueror. I know that I'm full health and he's full health, I win. Based on the items we have, so I just pop ult there in case he just one-shots me by turning around and pressing Q. I'll instantly die there, so may as well just pop ult. And yeah, just run him down like an animal. There's nothing you can do about it. That's why I go for this build, is because once you finish this build, it's really safe in lane, and when you finish this build, it's very rewarding. You have Ghost as well, so there's 0 counterplay. You just run him down. So anyone can do this, you guys can do it too. This strategy works really well for Teemo, it works really well for Jace, works really well for Quinn as well, works extremely well for Quinn. For Jace and Quinn, if they have Ignite, you must go for Cloth Armor because there's too much burst. So you'll need the Cloth Armor to go for the anti-burst. Doran's Shield is really good for anti-burst against mages, against ranged champions that have a lot of all-in potential like Ryze, but you know, can't like burst you down that hard. Also, Cloth Armor is not going to work against Ryze anyway, so what am I talking about? So yeah, Doran's Shield is the best in terms of anti-burst. But Cloth Armor is like slightly next level. But if they're running Teleport, and they're ranged, you could always get away with triple rejuve. But Ryze is a special case because, you know, if you go triple rejuve, what I found the problem for that to be is if he is running, if he's running teleport, that's when you go triple rejuve. He'll just teleport back to lane, and he has tier, his mana crystal, it'll just like give you hell. Basically, he doesn't go out of mana, so you can't out sustain him. If he's running teleport and you're running triple rejuve, so Doran's will just give you a much easier time in all-in, so you'll have an opportunity to just ghost him down before he can back. So that's when you're looking to fight, is you go for a Doran's item. Triple rejuve is if you're not looking to fight at all and like no circumstance until after you purchase something. So yeah, that was a really good gank by Zac. I was about to recall, Zac just came in, ganked, so like awesome. Get a free kill on Ryze, and then Rift Herald as well. Also, you guys can see earlier that I backed away from tower is because I did not have ult up and he could just like 100 TOE me, because that's just how Ryze works. He can just like throw his full combo out, and also my tower was really low. So if I hang around the tower, he'll just destroy it while full comboing me. I had no minions to hide behind. It was all enemy minions, so there was no way I could defend that tower. Anyways, I see mid beast going down to bot lane to split push, so I go top. And basically this is where it's kind of rough, because while I'm pushing, I don't want them to fight, but then I see Talon, so I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. If I can keep Talon here, then it's a 4v4 on the other side of the map. I push Talon in, go for jungle camps, because, you know, that's the best way to go about it. Take more jungle camps, but this time, you guys can see that they are rotating, like, Talon's rotating. I should have pinged back right away. Or maybe my team shouldn't have extended so far. But either way, this was like a really big blunder. So I just try to leverage that by summoning Rift and pushing out as fast as I can. The next wave is all the way up there. So all I can do is just clear this wave while summoning Rift Herald. Just take as much as I can, because this team fight's already over. So if I rotated there, nothing would have happened. All I did was just counter jungle, but while I was counter jungling, once I saw Talon go missing, I need to ping back. Spam ping back for mid lane. That's what I could have done better. Okay, yeah, and also, Rift Herald's going in. What I'm doing is trying to escort it. So I don't want anyone to walk behind the Rift Herald and pop the eye. But unfortunately, you know, these guys are way too threatening. And I just pop Ghost here to walk away. I did not know if Evelyn had ult or not. But in this case, she didn't. The thing is, she didn't even use her full combo. She just walked away and walked straight to Thresh. So even if I had ult up and I know I can 1v1 her, walking into Thresh is a really bad idea, because you just can't move when you're near Thresh as Tryndamere. So it would have just ended really badly if I was to chase for the kill. So yeah, really nice that we got the top tower, backed away. And now, because mid beast is still bot lane, I guess it makes sense because he does have teleport, so it's fine. It's just on cooldown. So I'm forced to just keep going top. It will just be inefficient to both group bot. So what I did was I shoved out top lane, forced a response, and instantly I rotated for dragon, because there's going to be a team fight. Someone's going to contest, and if not, we get a free dragon either way. I can't take any objectives here. That's why I'm rotating, to force the 5v4. Whenever you can do it, always do it, because that's a game changer. If you can force a 5v4 and win, or just get a free objective off it while, you know, enemies just defending, that's the best position you can put yourself in. After that, we just push out mid, and then we head towards top to stop Talon. And yeah, they get a free tower here, so that's fine. Oh, it's almost free. Oh. And while that's happening, I was taking Scuttle Crab, and then looking at where Talon's going, so maybe I could cut him off. Which I think I end up doing right here. So auto once and W. It's a really good idea to auto once and W. They normally turn around by the time you do that. And it looks like, I don't know what he's doing. He jumped over and joined me, so I just ran him down. And straight up. You don't think you could catch Talon, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes when the Talon's not playing properly, or he makes a whoopsie, you just chase him down. That Ryze's play was questionable. I think he already gave up at this point. But either way, you guys can see that even if the Ryze did not give up, and everything was still very even, so you're still splitting a side lane, you're up against Ryze, he pushes you into the tower, you're full health, You just spin onto him, pop ghost, and he's dead. That's it. There's nothing you can do because your Merc Treads just make it so that the bind doesn't last long enough. It just feels so good. Trust me on this one. Merc Treads is a must-have against Ryze, against Teemo, against Victor as well. Definitely against Victor because you can just ignore his gravity field. You get stunned in it for like a microsecond, you get out of it right away. Don't even have to worry. Also, this Death Stance was stopping me from recalling, so that's like a bit of a feels bad. I went for Death Stance this game. I changed up my build completely because there was a Talon, and at the start I thought Talon was getting fed. I also didn't want Ryze to burst me down and I might miss ult. So because these guys are really bursty, there's Ryze and also Talon and Eve. So if I have Death Stance, it basically covers everyone. I won't miss ult, like guaranteed I won't miss ult. And that is the safest way to play it because we're already winning. So it's like a 100% guaranteed win chance strategy is to just go for that early Death Stance against a bursty team comp like this. Otherwise you can go for Essence Reaver or Eye-Edge. You go for Eye-Edge first if you want more burst, more damage. You go for Essence Reaver if you want more CDR. But you know what? They both give really good damage either way, so both works. Just that one gives more damage and less chase potential. So Essence Reaver will give better chase potential if you're getting kited a lot more. So I'd say Essence Reaver is pretty decent against Ryze. It's just that we have like 20%. We have like 30% cooldown reduction because I have my core fields here. I also have Death Stance and 10% for Transcendence, so we have a lot of CDR anyways. But yeah, at this point we're just pushing in, taking everything, and Ryze has already given up. By the way, this Ryze is actually like 1000 LP challenger at one point, but he's a jungle main, so this is just for you guys' reference. And all he's doing is just playing Ryze all the way to Diamond, so this guy is like Diamond level Ryze. But he just has really bad attitude, what I've noticed anyway. And yeah, we just like end off the game here. But to be honest, if Ryze didn't give up and kept playing, I guess the game would have lasted a lot longer and maybe he could have turned it around because Ryze has a lot of potential. Like, his rotation just one-shots people, so he could have maybe like altered his team into Caitlyn, just one-shotted her. You know, something could have happened. And I'll show you guys the end score screen as well. So yeah, right here, this was the end score screen, and you guys can see on the graphs that we're always going to be lowest damage because all of our damage is just all in. So whenever we're all in fighting and going for that kill, that's when we finally do some damage. Otherwise, we're just taking harass and poke all the way through. So that's pretty embarrassing that, you know, Ryze has such low damage for the fact that he was poking us throughout the entire laning phase. Let me know what you guys think of post commentary. If you guys like it, I'll do a lot more of these, but if you guys didn't, then I'll stick to live commentary. So let me know what you guys think. And before I go, I'll just give you a quick update on this account. It's now Plat 1, 90 LP, so it's really soon. I'll just play a few more games and get it to Diamond, so just for fun and also just to get me back on track and get me back into a groove with this game. I think I'm actually getting a lot better. I think I'm getting rid of a lot of the rust that I've built up over the few months playing RuneScape. Also, by the way guys, I made a lot of dealing with series, so basically they're videos of champions that are really tough to lane against in the top lane, and I made quite a few of those. So if you jump into my channel and just scroll through, you'll see quite a few matchups there. So if you're asking in the comments, chances are it's already made because a lot of people are asking for Aatrox. That's already made. There's Teemo, there's Garen. Garen's like really popular. I don't know why. It's a very easy matchup, but a lot of people keep asking, so that is on the channel as well. And you know what? There's more to come. So I'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.